All right. Let me adjust some things. There we go. Had to restart my computer. Even though I'm still licensed, have a degree in microcomputer technology and everything, repair computers and laptops, when it comes to my own personal stuff, even I still forget to do random updates. I need to just schedule, because it's already scheduled, as far as when to reset my router, my modem, and everything, so everything can just refresh. I need to add that on there as, okay, everything, all my laptops, everything needs to, all my Amazon Fire stuff, my Xboxes, everything should just, like one day a month, just everything needs to be refreshed and see if there's an update. But so in the meantime, I came across this video from Jubilee, has 1.1 million views. I don't think I follow Jubilee. I don't even think I think I've seen some of the stuff as far as these group things that people get together. But so it's liberals versus conservatives. Is it time to get over slavery? Black liberals versus black conservatives. Those who know me know I have talked about this a lot. This has been my life. I've lived this, being a mixed black kid, dad who had just gotten out of the military, out of the Navy, moved into a white neighborhood, not even that far from the base, literally up the street from the main gate, into Gate 4 NAS. But it was a white neighborhood with the Klan and everything. And then going to school and dealing with black kids that were getting bussed in. So I had never in my life, I was only 5, but I had never in my life dealt with like ghetto black before. It was either intelligent blacks, other military friends of my parents, that kind of thing, or my country relative blacks, which is a whole other set of blacks. People think that this is really weird, that there are people out there that think that black is like one thing. It's like, no, you have your Carlton blacks, you have your Will Smith blacks, you have your completely NWA blacks, you have your trailer blacks, you have your country blacks, you have your Southern blacks, which is completely different. Just like there are different tribes of Africa, there are different groups of black people. I don't know why everybody gets this stupid Black Lives Matter bullshit of all blacks are united. No, blacks don't even like most of their own families to think that blacks get along as far as groups and shit. Yeah, right. So I'm going to watch this with you guys. I think got into like the intro, like the first 30 seconds or something. And it was just the title itself that caught my attention. I was like, okay, I need to do this video. So we're going to watch this shit together. And obviously I'm going to pause and give my opinion of it because, yeah, let's go.
I'm glad it's keeping these things. It is. I like it. All right. Oh, that was awkward. Enjoy the episode.
Obama was a representation of something important.
Obama didn't do anything but an abomination to us, to this whole nation.
Yo,
Okay, titled Middle Ground, Season 8, Episode 1, Black Conservatives versus Black Liberals. Let's see when this thing came out. A week ago. All right, let's go. Hold on. Let me make sure, actually, I don't even know why I have to move the whole thing. I'm getting used to all this stuff, okay, guys? All this other stuff dealing with the new stuff that I bought and everything. Okay, some of y'all have heard my other stories dealing with racism when it's been mostly from blacks. Most racism I have ever gotten in my entire life has been blacks. I could sit here and tell story after story after story. I have a few stories of like, white racism, but black racism, I've got like way more fucking stories. Of the whole thing of going back to fucking kindergarten. Oh, you're light skinned, so you must think that you're better than me. Actually, when I was younger, if you look at pictures of me growing up, I'm actually much lighter than this. And my mother was reminding me of stories like I came home crying once from kindergarten because the white and the black kids were calling me Asian because my eyes were more slanted when I was younger. I'm only 1% Asian, but I just didn't fit in anywhere. I didn't fit in with the blacks. I didn't fit in with the whites. I lived in a white neighborhood. There were no other blacks around, like, period. They were just bussed in, kind of thing. So, and I didn't fit in with the Asians. So I just didn't fit in. My older brother, who's darker than I am, for some reason, he fit in more. He was kind of like a chocolate brown, not dark chocolate, but but he fit in. It was like the whites accepted him more. I think it was because somebody picked on him or something and he whipped their ass or some shit or whatever. And after that, just like nobody fucked with him. Mind you, I had never lost a fight either, but everything was based off my older brother. He was there first 2 years before me. So I was just his little brother. Even though I'm like a first grader beating the shit out of third graders, defending myself, it was like, oh, it's all because of your brother. Oh yeah, you beat this guy up, but it's because your brother taught you. It's not like I could build up my own reputation, which that's a whole other story. But I got racism from all sides. I didn't fit in anywhere, not even within my own family. Even my dad was light skinned, well, pretty much the color I am right now. But yeah, so when it comes to racism as a whole, I feel I've got way more to talk about than most other people because of the fact I lived through pretty much more than everybody else. I've been telling the story about dealing with the Klan since I was a kid, and not one person have I ever encountered. I'm talking about from Alabama. I'm talking about from just all over the United States. Not one of those people, except for people older than me, have ever dealt with racism that I had, like actually dealing with the Klan. Most of the people I had ever talked to were like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Like this is funny how they say how the Klan still so exists in 2019 and 2020. Yet when I was a kid growing up, people were like, the Klan, what are you talking about? The Klan doesn't exist anymore. So I find it funny. And this is what I mean by the Klan didn't exist. Obviously, there were people that still felt that way, but the way of how my family dealt with it when we first moved to that white neighborhood, no, the Klan didn't exist like that. But obviously, there were still people that felt that way. So, as I said, growing up and telling that story to people, especially black people, they'd be like, what are you talking about? The Klan don't exist like that. So I find it funny during a time where it was still the tail end of that open racism. Funny how now in 2018, 2019, 2020, actually, since Donald Trump got elected, all of a sudden the Klan is like a material thing again, even though there's never any proof of it. Because you always ask people, where's the proof? Where's the video? Why don't y'all have video? All this Black Lives Matter shit. Where's the video of the Klan running around and shit in their hoods and their robes and everything? Where are they at? Even Dave Chappelle even laughed about the shit with the fucking juicy smoulier shit. So, I mean, y'all, you kids, you young people today, we are the ones that just, the people like me, we're tired of y'all's bullshit. There is enough hatred, real hatred in the world that you don't need to make shit up. There's enough real strife in the world that you don't need to make shit up. I don't even understand what is the point of even making this shit up. What point does it serve for you to make up stories like this? I mean, obviously we know a lot of it has to do with getting views. Women, I just saw one of the videos pass by in my recommended feed of videos of women faking getting beat up just for views. This world that you fuckers created, because I was going to school during the time that this shit was just barely getting started. Going to school as far as for microcomputer technology, when this stuff was barely getting started. You know, because of course I come from dial-up and everything. So that did, none of that existed. And then MySpace came out. And then all of a sudden fucking Mark Zuckerberg and everything just social media, Twitter, all of that has ruined the world. Nobody really gets to know anybody anymore. Everybody's fake. Nobody. This is why people like me piss off people like you. It's because y'all can't deal. We grew up with 3 channels. And if you didn't have a lot of money, still had black and white TV, you know? So we grew up in that era before all of this shit. So we're used to all this social distancing shit isn't affecting people like us. We're like, okay, whatever. We got books. We grew up with 3 fucking channels and UHF, you know? So this isn't affecting us. Oh my God, this is gonna ruin it. You see Hollywood, obviously Hollywood's panicking because it's Hollywood. Even though they have millions of dollars, obviously it's never enough. So of course, Tom Hanks and those pieces of shit are panicking because it's going to affect their next set of millions of dollars. Dude, you already have millions. How much more money do you fucking need? But again, for those of us who live simple lives, who came from the era that I grew up in, we're fine. We're literally like, grilling steaks and shit, and just, we're just having a blast. We grew up in this, especially if you're country. We didn't get to we were quarantined just growing up country. We were quarantined. Get your asses outside and, but there's nothing to do. You find something to do. So, I mean, yeah, we grew up social distancing because the nearest relative was like a mile or so away and everything, or through the woods and shit. So we grew up doing that stuff. So it ain't a big deal to us. It's only fucking up you people who are, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Well, we had this conversation, friends of ours, like 20 years ago. We had this very conversation. And then it came across again with, I can't remember which is first, which one's second. Escape from New York I think Escape from LA is the second movie, where he sets off the EMP from the satellites. Me and a whole bunch of friends and the wife, we all went to that movie. And we had this huge conversation in the parking lot after the movie about what would happen if that were to ever happen. And it's like, dude, our whole group, we all read books, we all game, and I mean RPG gaming. We all grew up in the era that had only 3 channels, which obviously the majority of shit that was on TV wasn't meant for us. We just had like maybe morning cartoons and Saturday cartoons, but other than that, there really wasn't shit for us to watch. So we would be good with no technology. We would be good. We're fine. So we already had that conversation of what would happen. So all this beer virus bullshit, it makes no sense to people like me. All y'all panicking. Like you're going to die because you don't have your cell phone. It's like, I text my friends because, we just keep contact, and everything. But as far as, I haven't even been online. I got my friends like we're, the group messaging, tech, like whatever, what's everybody doing? Hey, who's going to get online? Who's going to get on COD and whatever? And it's like, dude, we're all good. We're all chilling. We're good. Then again, it's my younger friends, the ones that are still like in their late 20s. They're the ones that are like freaking. Well, then they also have kids, and their kids are driving them nuts and shit. So, so obviously they're the ones freaking out over, oh my God, I'm quarantined. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, I know I keep getting off topic. Let's get into this.
What's the biggest misconception Black liberals have about you?
That we are something, we hate our mom, we hate our dad, we don't know history.
We're out of touch, is that we don't have any real world experiences.
We don't.
Wait. We as conservatives or libertarians are out of touch and we don't have any real world experiences. Funny, because it's those of us who have the real world experience. We're the ones that are actually woke. We're the ones that have actually been like, we are not under the thumb of the Democratic bullshit. We're the ones that, if you sit down with us, we're the ones that have the stories to tell. Now, when you talk to Black liberals or Democrats, Democrats, these questions, when you talk to them about these topics, they have no idea what the fuck they're ever talking about. Ever. They have no experiences other than like the ones I've talked to, other than somebody calling them a nigger once or twice. Okay. Or I was out somewhere with friends or whatever, and they were staring at us. Okay, what were you wearing? Well, why should it matter? Well, I'm sorry, if you're dressed like you're ghetto, like you're a fucking gangbanger, I'm going to look at you too. I'm also going to look at you and be like, that motherfucker's probably up to no good. Sorry. Why are you going to get mad about me looking at you when you're dressed like a fucking hoodlum? Why would you dress that way? Because it's cool. Bullshit. Most blacks dress that way because they're in gangs that they were forced into, or that thug life. Fuck that bullshit. You're supposed to be doing everything you can to get out of the ghetto. You're supposed to be doing everything to get, this is part of our culture. No. Being poor and being in the ghetto is not. Why would you take something negative? Yes, you think positively so you can move on, but you don't stay in the ghetto like it's something cool. That's not what you do. I've never understood people doing that shit. You think you're better because you live in this white neighborhood and whatever. Okay, my parents moved here. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't pay the house. Anyway. But yeah, these are the misconceptions that we get as Black conservatives or libertarians, that we don't know what we're talking about. But the thing is, when you sit down with us and have a discussion with us, we're the ones that actually know everything about history, at least the history I care about anyway. But we know more than any of the other Black people I have ever gotten into a conversation with. I've always known more than them. Always. And I find it really fucking funny. You're sitting up here talking about power to the people and Africa and the motherland and all this other shit, and actually don't even know a damn thing. I at least know what tribes I belong to in Africa. Do you?
Really know what we're doing.
What is a misconception Black conservative people have about you? Probably that I have no moral character.
I believe in chaos and anarchy.
You do.
No. I believe in the rule of law. I literally cannot
I did, for a time, did counterintelligence when I was in the military. One of the things that we were taught is how to read people. It's something that really cannot necessarily be learned. They like people who actually, because you have to do a whole psychological profile and all this other shit. I mean, they investigate you. Your family, where you came from, all of that shit. She's lying her ass off because you can hear the inflection in her tone of the way she's talking when she answered the question. No, bullshit. You do think of chaos. You're just trying to find a way to explain it.
comprehend the notion of anyone being American and Black and having conservative views.
When you're online behind the
Wait, what the hell did she just say? Because it sounded like she said a whole bunch of words, but didn't actually say anything.
I literally cannot comprehend the notion of anyone being American and Black and having conservative views.
when you're online behind the screen, behind the black mirror, you can say pretty much whatever you want, do whatever you want. But when you're right here, you got to be a little bit more human.
This must have been before the
My name
coronavirus.
is Kevin Martin.
Well, coronavirus was still going on. This is before all the lockdown shit. Okay, here we go.
Business consultant. I was born and raised in Pennsylvania, born into and raised in a conservative household, and I'm still conservative.
My name is Xavier. I'm born and raised Los Angeles. I'm liberal.
Hi, I'm Elisa. I'm definitely as far left as one can walk.
I'm Anthony Logan.
Well, then you believe in chaos then. If you're as far left as you can walk, then you believe in chaos. Because that's all they fucking believe in.
from Virginia originally, grew up in a socially conservative household, but very politically liberal. I'm conservative now, and I'm looking forward to hearing all you
Fellow brothers from Virginia. Hell yeah. And he's conservative. Because they're liberal as shit over there. Fuck those pieces of shit. All these damn blacks wanting to excuse their dumbass actions. And the kind of blacks I grew up with back home. The liberal pieces of shit thinking they're owed something. Because the whole slavery thing always came up in discussion. Well, we're owed because of slavery. My grandmother didn't even go through slavery. What the hell are you talking about? How did you go through slavery? Did your parents go through slavery? No, but they owe us. Excuse me. Again, we didn't go through slavery. So why would they owe us? They didn't go through slavery. Those white people there aren't the fucking masses from back in the day. So why would they owe you? They weren't the slave masters. You weren't the slaves. Why do they owe us anything? Oh, you just don't know. No, I'm literally asking you a question. We didn't live it. Why do they owe us? The fuck does that even mean? Because they're holding us down. We're in school together. We're in the same classes. We're in the same grade. I make better grades than you. I'm black. Light-skinned black, but I'm black. What do you mean they're trying to hold us down? Because I'm making straight A's. I know that you're failing, not because somebody's trying to hold you down, but because you fucking talk in class, you don't do your homework, you don't do your schoolwork. No, I don't think it's because the white man's trying to hold you down. Well, what's the point? And then here comes the truth. Well, what's the point of doing all this anyway? Because when we get out there in the real world, they're going to hold us down. They haven't stopped my grandmother. They haven't stopped my mother. They haven't stopped my dad. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? That they're going to, what's the point of getting an education and becoming intelligent and being an actual, good citizen of the United States and working? What the hell are you talking about? What is this whole wall or ceiling that they put? What are you talking about? Well, you just don't know. Again, I do know because it has never stopped my parents from doing what they wanted to do and exceeding, it never stopped them. So what are you talking about? But of course they walk away because they know they're fucking full of shit. It's easy when they could play the black card to white people. But when they try to do that against other intelligent blacks, they have no choice but to walk away because they know damn well they can't pull the black card on us. It's like, motherfucker, we're black too. What the hell are you talking about?
Guys' point of view.
My name is Lady Kate OReilly. I am a conservative Republican.
All right. Can I get my black liberals on the left and my black conservatives on the right?
Say that again.
Liberals on the left, conservatives to the right.
Okay.
If you agree with the prompt, you'll walk forward. If not, you'll stay back. People need to get over slavery.
Yes.
All right, so I guess I started off. I mean, we all know that slavery was a terrible thing.
Yes.
It was an atrocity.
Right.
It was a human tragedy. But
Yes.
we can't just be talking about slavery every day. It ended in 1865. This is 2020. We got to press forward.
1865. Like 100. Oh my God. Y'all ended 1865. Why are we still talking about it in 2020 like it affects our lives now? How many generations have gone by in that time? And now let's keep going because I want to hear it's funny how one conservative stayed back. Why do we need to keep rehashing slavery? Why not hash, being slaves in Africa and building the pyramids of Egypt? Why not that slavery? Why not the Zulu nation and all the African tribes murdering each other, some of them eating each other and keeping slaves? Why not that history? That history lasted longer than slavery here in the United States. So why is it that these people can't get over something that they didn't live that happened so long ago? Well, how are you even I'm confusing myself now. My brain's just fried. How are you holding resentment for something you didn't live through? Your parents didn't even live through it. Where's this emotion coming from that you're holding on to slavery like it's something you lived through?
Ancestors, they went through a lot. They died for us to be able to be here right now.
Yes.
And the best country on planet Earth.
Yes.
Take
Yes.
advantage of what we have right now, rather than looking in the past and saying, oh, well, what was me because of slavery?
Right.
There have been other groups of people in slavery.
Again, woe is me for what? Woe is you. Woe is you for what? What did slavery do to you? What did slavery do to you? I don't understand these people that can't get over something that they didn't live through.
All throughout the world, they can't just stay in that state. So people, a lot of times, they stay right.
And again, you have this is what gets me about blacks. And I'm real happy about my white friends that point this shit out. My Irish friends. We were slaves too. Oh, you don't understand. You've never seen Braveheart? It's like we were slaves and our wives were openly raped. It was in their laws for the fucking English to just rape our wives and shit. It's like we didn't go through slavery either. I have never just, oh my God. I have been pissed when blacks try to bring up slavery to me. Other people have been slaves too. They got over it. Why is it so hard for you? I don't understand why blacks want to kind of just keep pulling out a race card that doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't. It doesn't exist except for you in your head and in your heart. But how can it live there if you didn't live through it?
In a place, and others are being able to pass them because mentally they've moved on while others have not.
They constantly use slavery to put them in a victim mentality. We can't accomplish this because you enslaved my ancestors.
Yes. As I said earlier, I hated dealing with those blacks that, oh, well, we can't get over because of slavery. What is that? Dude, you personally get bad grades. You personally talk in class and constantly keep going to the principal's office. You are the one that's not turning in your homework. You aren't doing your schoolwork. You're the one getting constantly sent to the principal's office because you won't shut up in class. What the fuck does that have to do with slavery?
Slaves were taught English. Slaves were taught how to become managers and secretaries and cooks and chauffeurs and how to build water tanks and all sorts of things. We're here now.
Yeah, okay. All right. I really think, honestly, colonialism didn't teach us anything because we came from a society that was...
Really? Because I don't hear you speak in Swahili. I don't hear you speaking Congolese. I don't hear you speaking any African language. You speak English really damn well, but colonialism didn't teach us anything. The clothes you're wearing, the glasses you're wearing, the car you drive, the cell phone you have. Oh, colonialism didn't teach us anything. The fuck? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, what did Africa teach? Because this is what I always bring up to people. Oh, colonialism didn't teach you anything? What has Africa taught you? Do you know an African language? Have you been to Africa? Do you even know the tribe or tribes you belong to? Do you even know the history of the wars and the killing and cannibalism for some of the tribes? Do you know that about the blacks? No, somehow it's all white people's fault. Even though the majority of slaves that were sold to America were sold by African tribes. Did y'all know that? So blame the white people for the majority of slaves that were slaves from other African tribes. But yeah, okay, blame the white people.
Living and running. So I don't think we need to get over slavery. I think we need to talk about the repercussions of it.
Oh my God, you fucking dumbass Negro. They did talk about it. You know, it's called the Civil Rights Movement. They did talk about it. Malcolm X talked about it. Martin Luther King talked about it. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X died talking about what the fuck you're saying that we still need to talk about? You mean all the blacks and some whites that marched, got beaten, hung, killed, shot, and everything? You mean those blacks that did talk about it? The ones who actually went through hell to get you on here to say the bullshit that you're saying? You mean that talking about it? Oh, you mean that those blacks, they didn't sacrifice their safety, their lives, their families. Those blacks apparently did nothing. Nope. It's you fucking Negroes in 2020 that are doing all the work now. It wasn't the blacks that got us to the point where we can vote and do all the dumb shit that y'all fuckers are doing and all the rights that you have. I mean, as I said, you could vote, you could drive wherever you want, you could own property, no. Oh, okay. You guys are the real leaders today. Yeah. You guys are y'all are sacrificing so much more than MLK and Malcolm X did. Yep. Y'all are the real sufferers now. Fuck you, Negro.
Generational trauma, like the system that exists because of it.
What
I don't
trauma?
think you should use it as a crutch for ambivalence, or to hold yourself back. You know what I mean? I think it is a mindset as well.
How is it a mindset for something you didn't live through? How is it a mindset when you didn't live through it? You didn't go through it. You weren't a fucking slave. Your parents, your grandparents weren't fucking slaves. It ended in 1865. So how is it in your... Well, you know what? Hey, you might as well never ever get over your first girlfriend because it's always going to be a mindset. If I were watching this, if I were his girlfriend, if he has one, and I were watching this video, I'd be like, oh, so you got a mindset for something you didn't even live through. It's affecting you that much. Well, no wonder you don't talk to me. It must be an ex-girlfriend of yours or something. Because obviously, you know, if you got a mindset over something that happened like 100 and something years ago that you didn't even fucking live through, and it's stuck in your mind and affecting you today, well, obviously every problem that we may have having in the relationship must be because of one of your exes. Yeah, I'm done with you. Because obviously you can't ever get over the past, even if it's a past you never lived through or experienced. Fucking, oh my God, I hate Negroes like that.
I think one of the most dangerous aspects of generational advancement is misinformation. I think a lot of young people, especially young men, especially young African American men and women, often have questions about why things are the way they are. Why?
No one has those questions. I had those questions when I lived it. I had those questions when I actually lived the real racism of dealing with the Klan in their robes and the hoods and the burning of the cross. I had those thoughts and things when dealing with actual skinheads with the swastikas and all the tattoos and, you know, getting cornered. Yeah, I thought about it then. But again, when I talk to most blacks about these subjects, most of them have never dealt with what I went through. Ever. So it's like, well, then how are you talking about something that you didn't even personally live? Where's your opinion even coming from? Well, because a friend or what? No. You. What did you live through? Well, I didn't live through anything, you know. Well, then shut up. Shut up. Nobody is saying forget about history. We always remember history. Don't ever be stupid. Always remember history. But to keep it in your head as though it's supposed, we need to remember slavery because it may come back. What do you mean come back? It never left. Africa still has slaves. But I don't hear you talking about that. I would love, hey, middle ground, contact me. Let me be on one of those fucking panels. Contact me. Send me a message through my fucking channel. Contact me. I will go and be on one of your fucking panels. And I will educate the fuck out of everybody. It's like, because no, you didn't live through it. Shut up. You didn't suffer through it. Shut up. You weren't on, you know, a slave ship and brought over here, packed like a damn sardine. You weren't whipped on the masses post. You weren't hung. Shut up.
Do I get treated this way? Why has my mother gone through this? Or why does my
mother gone through what? I'd be asking him, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why has my mother gone through what? Give an example. Don't just sit here and because he's doing it. I don't think he's really a conservative. I don't think so. Because he's still, I think he, because the way he's talking, he seems to be saying words to try and appease everybody. Fuck that shit. I'd be like, whoa. Let me interrupt here. What are you talking about? What questions? Whose mother? What are you talking about? Because if you have no experience or no story to compare that, you're just spouting out words that mean nothing. Well, hypothetically, no, we ain't talking hypothetically. I thought we were talking about a literal discussion of is it time to get over slavery? That's the discussion. And you just are throwing out stuff that who are you talking about? Is there a friend you're talking about? Is it you're talking about? Okay, and how did white people, how did slavery impact your mom? Please educate me. Because again, I don't remember any time traveling fucking slavers coming through to 2020 to where it affected your mom and shit. So how did slavery affect your mom? Just, oh my God, just fucking stupid.
Has my grandmother gone through this?
Has your grandmother gone through? Whoa, if you're asking the question of past, has your grandmother gone through this? That if you're asking that question, then... And what do you mean, has your grandmother? He said 1865. How old is your fucking grandma? See, but if you were fucking listening, dumbass, the guy said 1865. So no, it would be older, generations past grandma who's gone through it. But my grandma who lived in the country dealing with the open Klan and the open sheriff, being a Klan member and all of that shit, she didn't give a fuck. And she lived her life the way she lived her life, and nobody stood in her way, period. And she lived that life, not as a slave, but still dealing with racism to that degree. But so what the fuck is he talking about?
Well, it all comes down to the repercussions of slavery. And so I think that just getting over something, I think is just absolutely ridiculous. And so when I hear people say that, especially my fellow African-American people and friends, I think it's ridiculous.
You're not a conservative, dude. You're not a conservative then. Because conservatives are moving forward. They're not looking back, especially over something that didn't even happen to us. Living didn't happen to any of us. So, nah, bitch, you're lying your ass off. He's a plant. He's a fucking plant. I'm calling you out, Negro, because you're a fucking plant. You are not a conservative. Because conservatives are talking about moving forward and getting past shit, especially shit that didn't affect us. So you're a fucking liar.
Ridiculous. Just getting over something as serious as that.
As serious as what? As serious as what? Again, something we didn't live through and something that currently still goes on in Africa. I don't see you trying to go help the fellow brothers and sisters over there in Africa. So if you want to have that kind of chip on your shoulder or like you're better than everybody else, oh my God, please, middle ground, please contact me and put me on one of these fucking panels, because I'd be like, you shut the fuck up. What the hell are you talking about? Because I know damn well you ain't talking to me. Slavery didn't affect me, even though I actually know the generations back of where that ancestor was a slave. I didn't know them. They were a relative, and I still don't know them, so why would I be affected about it? Yes, always remember the past. Always. Nobody's saying that. But get over it? Yes. Get over, especially get over. They tell you to get over things that actually have affected you in your life. And you're sitting here saying that they shouldn't get over something that didn't affect their life? Yeah, no, dude, you're a plant. If I were on that panel, I would have said he ain't a conservative. He needs to go. Either he needs to go or he needs to tell the truth and say he's a fucking liberal, because there's no way in hell he's a fucking conservative. He's lying his ass off.
I think just plays into the whole idea of it just didn't matter anyway.
So how long do we continue to harp on it? How long do we continue? Forever?
Well,
Do we never get over it?
I think you mean educate. Educate is
Education is fine. That's a no.
Okay, I like this guy. I like this guy because he's doing exactly what I would have done, which is call this motherfucker out. So how long are we supposed? Because I mean, as he said, it ended in 1865. This is now 2020, and none of us right now, even on this panel, none of us in this building lived through slavery. So how long do we harp on it? Do the Irish harp on their slavery? How about the Egyptians? Do they harp on their slavery? I mean, they got pyramids and shit, shit that will last unless somebody nukes it. Shit that will last forever, basically. Reminders of their slavery. But hey, how long are we supposed to harp on it, huh?
History is one thing. To not get over a thing is
use
something
that as
else.
a crutch.
You can't minimize
You can't get
slavery.
Who says that though?
But I listened to both of you. And I even thought maybe I'll stay out of this one.
No.
But the notion of ending the discussions on slavery, they haven't begun. We just got the lynching memorial.
What do you mean they haven't begun? Again, so MLK and Malcolm X, who literally was like, get over it and move on. Let's move forward. You mean the people who, again, as I said earlier, you mean the blacks who actually lived the civil rights movement, who lived in America right after slavery ended? You mean those black people? They never talked about it. The white people who helped in the Underground Railroad, the white people who also died for helping free slaves. Nobody's had a discussion about it that we need to have it in 2020. Nobody's had it before 2020. It's up to you fuckers who never lived through it. Oh yeah, you were so brave.
In Alabama, we just got the African American Smithsonian in DC.
Who cares? Who cares? I don't care about African American Smithsonian. I care about, when it comes to like things like the Smithsonian and history and things, I care about people who contributed to history. Y'all seem to just want to throw everything that blacks have ever done, no matter how small it contributed, if it even contributed at all, like it means something. That's like taking an artwork from your 5-year-old and throwing it in Louvre, like it's some grand artwork. You weren't fucking Michelangelo. It's just so.
Cannot go to Germany and walk more than a mile without seeing some sort of tribute to the Holocaust, some sort of.
Yeah, because they were actually erratic. Again, why? Why do you care? Why do you care? I don't care. Tribute to the Holocaust? Yes, because those motherfuckers were going to wipe out the world. I hate to tell you, but I don't think blacks have gone through that. I really don't think blacks have gone through what the Jews went through since biblical times, actually. So, no.
Apology, some sort of marker. The United States.
What do you mean an apology? You live in the greatest country on the planet. That's not an apology. With rights and can vote and all this other shit. That's not an apology. And I could have sworn they did apologize by freeing you and everything. I could have sworn that was an apology. I could have sworn people did apologize. Wasn't there an Abraham Lincoln? Weren't there other people who helped blacks? Weren't there all kinds of things that have helped blacks? What do you mean we haven't gotten an apology? No. You haven't gotten an apology that you feel is right for you. But as the other guy said, the other conservative said, when is enough enough?
Does not acknowledge slavery in that way. We are beginning to just.
What do you mean it doesn't acknowledge slavery in that way? Do we have a Jewish month in the United States? No, we have a Black History Month. But do we have a Jewish History Month? Like it's named Jewish History? No. So again, when is enough enough? No, blacks like you get on my nerves because you get something and then you want more. You get something else and you want more.
Discuss. But we can't get over it until white folks acknowledge it.
Didn't they? And again, why would they not acknowledge something that they didn't live through, that you didn't live through? Why would they need to acknowledge it? And didn't the blacks and the whites and everything who actually did go through the shit from the time of being enslaved and the civil rights movement and everything else, didn't all that happen at that time? Did all these discussions not happen at that time? Didn't it?
Being black should not influence a political view.
Oh my God, with these stupid commercials. Oh, wrong thing. Here we go. Ugh, stupid commercials. I hate commercials. Being black should not influence a political view. Exactly.
So, yeah, being black should not really influence.
I love how I grew up in an era where didn't Martin Luther King say, judge not by the color of our skin, but the content of our character? Didn't Martin Luther King say that? Huh. Wow. Funny how these liberals want to talk black, but seem to forget the actual black leaders who went through the actual shit that they're trying to say we haven't gone through yet. So, wow, they really don't know anything about history. I would, again, middle ground, y'all need to call me and put me on this fucking panel, on one of these panels, because, oh, hell no. How much time do you got? I'd be going off on these fucking people.
It's how you think politically, because what's good for us as Black folks should be the same as everybody else. It should be from the point of view of me being an American and wanting the best for me in America.
I will vote for the best person that is running. And so far it's been, in my situation, it's been Republicans, conservative Republicans.
I vote based on the issues that I care about, and the issues that I care about stem from my personal experiences. As someone that was raised in a conservative household, I have different views on certain things. I have different views on pro-life and pro-choice issues. I have different views on economic issues. I have different views on trade and foreign policy. I don't think that skin color should have anything to do with a political view.
I would say I definitely don't vote for candidates just because they're Black. Ben Carson could never get my vote. However, I do feel very much a part of a group. I feel like I have a shared.
I thought we were all supposed to, again, be judged on the content of our character, not by the color of our skin. Those Blacks who, again, actually went through the civil rights movement and everything else, that's exactly what they wanted, was to be judged equally, not by the color of their skin. Funny how you fucking Negroes now, living off the tails of the people who actually fought and died for these rights that y'all seem to be spitting on right now, trying to say that we ain't dealing with the shit now. What? So Martin Luther King, who got killed, Malcolm X, who got killed, other Blacks and whites who got killed for you to be here right now, they didn't go through this. They didn't die and get beaten and hosed down and everything, and relatives hung, and they didn't go through this. What is it that you're going through today that somehow has any comparison to what they went through that you think we still need to talk about this shit now?
History with Black people and descendants of slaves in this country.
Whoa. And this is also something that I brought up. How do you know you're a descendant of a slave? I know I am. I've actually traced it. What about you? I love how every fucking Black person, every goddamn Black person all wants to say they're a descendant of a slave. No. You don't know. You don't fucking know if you're a descendant of a slave. So to sit here and just, because I've got black skin, I'm a descendant of a slave. It's automatic. Jesus Christ. No.
So I do not vote just based on what's okay for me.
I think people should vote for what's in the best interest of them. And I don't think this...
Of the country, not of them, of the country.
Skin color should dictate on what your interest should be based on skin color.
Do you ever vote your religious belief?
Yes.
On abortion?
Have I ever voted my religious beliefs on abortion?
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
And what's your religious belief on
The fact that he had to think about it, I don't know.
on abortion?
We're not even talking about abortion. It's nothing to do with this conversation.
It's Black.
We have nothing to do with this conversation.
The majority of abortions are done to the Black race.
Well, I'm
So,
gonna ask you.
You should
You
be
said
interested in answering that question.
really quick. I want to ask you because you said you wanted to leave slavery behind. You wanted
Yeah.
to get over it, but
I didn't say forget it.
you said to get over it. I'm saying
Get over it. It's not
Get over it and forgetting it are two different things. Oh my God, really?
forget it.
You're a
And
Christian.
I still say teach it.
You're a Christian,
Yes, I am.
and where do you think we got that?
Got what?
Christianity.
Christianity goes all the way back to the beginning of time.
So where did we learn it though?
Where we learned it? Well, the Egyptians had religions, the Jewish taught
No, where
religion.
did
You mean in
the African
America?
diaspora?
In America.
Your lineage. Yeah.
Oh my God, really? She was literally answering your question, and you changed. You just basically forced her to go into a direction. No. Where did we learn it from? Where did we learn it from? How do you know? I know he's trying to push it towards an American belief, but there were missionaries in Africa as well. Where do you think? I mean, obviously the Catholics in fucking Mexico and South America and everything because of missionaries and shit. So I really find that funny that he's forcing her. And I would have put a stop to it. If I were on that panel, I'd have been, whoa. She is answering your question. But you want to force it to where did it come from in America? Well, if that's the case, we should be talking about Native Americans who have suffered. Let's go to that subject. Native Americans have suffered way more than Africans. It's funny how blacks have a Black History Month. I don't see a Native American month, but I'm sorry, but I think Native Americans have gone through way more than blacks have. African is still predominantly African. North America is predominantly not Native American. So, I'd be like, you know what? The arrogance of you, the arrogance of us all right now to be sitting on this panel talking about this. We shouldn't even be having this discussion about Black rights and Black issues in another race's country. If we were having this discussion in Africa, I would give you this discussion all day. But the fact that we're having this conversation in another race's country, we need to shut the hell up.
Slavery, right?
They learned it from slavery.
Slavery,
The
right.
slaves also brought
We gotta get
religion
over
with
it.
them when they came. So it was a mixture of everybody's religion. But they learned how to read. So what they learned how to read was the Holy Bible.
Okay, I'd be asking this guy, so that means you're what? What religion do you follow? Is it an African religion? What African language do you speak? Because obviously you seem to be anti-everything American, anti-white everything. So you don't drive a car then, right? You don't have a cell phone then, right? You don't have a computer then, right? Why are you wearing white man's clothes? I don't see you wearing a fucking dashiki and shit. I don't see you having an African accent. Do you speak any African language? Do you know what tribe you even belong to know what religion of the many religions of Africa? Would you say the same thing to African Muslims? Because that didn't come from Africa. It didn't. So, see, yeah, hell no. Let me be on that panel. I'd be setting all these motherfuckers straight.
And either you're going to believe the Holy Bible or you're not.
We knew how to read.
I believe you know how to read Arabic, what? Because it wasn't English. That's my statement.
He knows he's full of shit. He knows I hate these fucking. He knows he's caught. He knows he's full of shit. See, the thing is, they're being nice. I wouldn't be nice. Look at his face. He knows he's caught. He knows he's full of shit. So what? You know African? You know Arabic, which is not African, actually, mind you, lady. Conservative lady. Arabic is not African. Let's get that straight. As a matter of fact, Africans didn't even have a written language. Sanskrit is also not in Africa. Obviously, you can look at the people that are in Iran and Iraq. They're not African. So to count them as like we're all brothers and everything. No, I love how when people want to throw the Middle East into like it's Africa. No, stop that shit. Stop.
In America now, everybody should speak English.
Whoa.
Is that a hot take? Yeah, we gotta speak English in America.
I support the Black Lives Matter movement.
Why? Why? See, he's a plant. That motherfucker's a plant.
Well, I am a public defender for 17 years. I work in the criminal justice system. I see a lot of the behind the scenes when it comes to police brutality. So I'm a strong Black
Really? Where are most of the cops in the neighborhoods that you're talking about black? Are they? So then what are you talking about? Because I'm pretty sure the majority of the cops that would probably be predominantly in those neighborhoods are fellow blacks. So, knowing this, that probably the majority of the cops that are patrolling those neighborhoods are black, for you to be throwing out police brutality and lying by omission that these people are white, because that's exactly what she's doing. She's full of shit.
Lives Matter supporter.
Grew up in Compton. My parents were born and raised there. Even as a child, when they had the riots for Rodney King, we had to move to Hampton. Yeah, it was something that it was the first time I knew that it was wrong, the way the police, how they police the towns. It was the first time I got a sense of injustice.
I'm just interested, since you identify as conservative, I was surprised to see.
Because he's a plant. That motherfucker is not a goddamn conservative. He is a fucking plant.
Come over and how that lines up with your political views, or maybe just what your definition of conservative is.
Since the movement started, I've been torn for far too long. We've had the police on the right, and we've had Black Lives.
You know what? I actually dealt with racist cops. The ones where, of course, during the time where they could be openly racist. Then that kind of all went away. So, and now I live in El Paso, Texas, where it's pretty much the majority of them are Latino. So I'd be, if I were on that panel, I'd be like, hey, I'm from El Paso, originally from Virginia, but I've been in El Paso longer than I was back home. And the majority of the cops are Latino. So do I get to have a different view than all of you? Do I? Because y'all are trying to make it sound like in the world that all cops are white, which we know that ain't true. So the whole Black Lives Matter bullshit. And again, let's point this out. The majority of the times where there were incidents after the majority of when they started getting in trouble, where it started becoming like where it's not, okay, we can't like have our racist views openly out there anymore. The trouble was from blacks just doing stupid shit. But here we go again with liberals want to blame the white people for what goes on in the ghetto. I don't remember there being white gangs like this is West Side Story and shit in Compton. No, it's black on black crime. So how is that the politicians' fault? Well, technically I do blame the politicians. But even then, why aren't the blacks coming together as a community and helping each other out? So Black Lives Movement, really? So I don't see you out there policing in black neighborhoods. No, you're policing against whites and you're policing against the cops, where the majority, police brutality, really? Okay, let's compare the stories. How much of police brutality is compared to blacks killing themselves on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis? I guess I could even take a guess. There's probably a lot more black on black murders than ever of any police brutality. So where's your Black Lives Movement for that? Where's that? Where's your Black Lives Matters movement for all the black on black crime and shit? Obviously it'd be crickets, because they know damn well they're full of shit.
The African American community and the black community on the left, and it's just constant fighting. And so I support the movement. I support the agenda. I support the mission. I just have not.
What mission? Because every time they've ever been brought up about the whole Black Lives and what their mission is, they don't actually have a mission. So I don't understand what he means. Oh my God, man, just spouting words. Nothing to back it up. Nothing to back it up. Just saying a bunch of words.
Always supported the way that mission agenda was being carried out.
What? Oh,
I agree with the fact that Black lives do matter. I think we all agree on that. That's
Yes.
something that nobody's going to deny. But it's the tactics. I
Yes.
don't like the tactics. I mean, I saw it in 2015, the Freddie Gray situation, also with Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. You burning neighborhoods down, you're tearing things apart.
I have people who will say, well, the percentage of Blacks that are being killed is high. And I said, where do you get that from? Well, we see it on TV all the time. But the ones who are not shown on television is in a much higher bracket of being shot quicker than a Black man would. And that's shown with the FBI statistics.
Black Lives Matter as an organization is about peaceful protest and is a.
You notice how they didn't even respond to what she just said? You know, because that's the topic I've had with Blacks. Well, because it was on social media. Yeah, okay. And how come social media doesn't talk about the 50 people that were killed over the weekend in fucking Chicago or Compton or whatever? How come, oh, we're going to worry about the one Black kid who provoked the police and should have gotten his Black ass shot. Oh, we're going to promote that one, and that one's going to go viral. That story's going to go viral. But we're not going to talk about the 50 people the same night that were killed just the neighborhood or a city over. Oh, we ain't going to talk about that, right? Oh, no, that's not important. Black Lives Matter only matters when it's the cops, not when it's Blacks on Blacks killing each other like it's a fucking pandemic and shit. Oh, we're just going to ignore that. Okay.
About bringing awareness. There's no Black Lives Matter organizer who's ever looted a CVS. There's no Black Lives Matter organizer who has ever advocated for violence. So
that's an outright lie. That is an outright lie.
In terms of saying, look, I see somebody Black on the TV who is upset about the murder of a young Black male, that's not the same as saying Black Lives Matter is therefore responsible. Likewise, I'm not sure which FBI statistics, but African American. Which
FBI statistics? The FBI statistics. Oh my God. You know damn well that these people never look up any numbers. I'm talking about for anything. You approach them with actual facts and they never know what the fuck you're talking about. You know why? Because they never want to hear the facts. They never want to see the facts. They just want to believe the bullshit that they believe and it's right. I don't care what the facts say. I know I'm right. That's it. It's like, no, there are facts. There are numbers. They're not fudging the numbers because, hello, we got cell phones and cameras and TV cameras and 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 the closed circuit cameras. We have cameras and shit everywhere now. Where's all this video evidence? I mean, where's, oh my God, there's thousands of Black people just disappearing off the streets of fucking Detroit. See? No, they're not fudging the numbers, but Blacks just don't want to hear the facts because it goes against their agenda. They just want to be butthurt about everything so they can get free shit, get reparations for stuff they didn't even live through.
American men are definitely the most killed by police.
No.
Very specific statistic.
No.
Police aren't killing white folks like that.
We can't just leave it there and say, well, we're being killed more, therefore it's a problem with race. Why are we being killed more by the police? Is there
because we're over-policed.
What is
There's
that?
more police in our community.
You know why? Do you know why there's more police in your community? Because I hate to tell you, if I were a cop, I'd be like, well, fuck you, Negro. I guess we're just not going to patrol there no more. And then guess what will happen after that? Guess what's going to happen after that? Because you fucking Negroes are exactly that. Oh my God, now there's so much violence and there's not enough cops. How dare you forget about us? Again, these type of Blacks, those Negroes, those type of Blacks are never happy. I can't stand people like that. You give them what they want and they're still not happy. It's like, fine, I'll take it away and they're not happy.
What does that mean?
It means that the ratio, the number of police at any given time where I live, I'm going to see police officers every hour. I'm going to see patrol vehicles in a way that I don't see when I'm in predominantly white neighborhoods. Statistically.
And why is that? And why is that? Funny how she's just dodging. She's a defense attorney, but funny how she's just dodging the why that is. Why are there more police present? Why is there more police presence in a black neighborhood than a predominantly white neighborhood? Because the white neighborhood has less crime. Is it white people that's causing the crime in those cities? Huh? Obviously, she'd be like, well, no. Actually, I don't even think she'd answer it. I think she would do everything she could to dodge the question, because that's exactly what people like that do.
And this is actually my line of research. Black youth are seen as 4 to 5 years older. We're seen as scary. We're seen as intimidating. So that's why you see situations like Tamir Rice. You see police reacting quickly with lethal force.
Because looked like it was real though, you know.
He was, but there was no one there. Let's say he had a real gun. Why couldn't the police say stop? He was killed in less than 15 seconds. A 12-year-old boy
He was pointing it
with a
at
BB
people.
gun. No, he was
Like
not.
Like when I had a BB gun when I was that age, and it looked real too. And you know, my parents told me, do not go outside with that. And I'm in the all-black area. Do not go outside with that and point it at people because it looked real. And why do you think they did? Why think they did that?
Hopefully, because they recognize that as a Black boy, you're going to be targeted.
We could do a whole podcast on that one right there. I mean, I wanted to go in.
Barack Obama did good things for Black Americans.
What did he do? What did he do?
Obama didn't do much for Black Americans or for Americans in general. But what he did do was one very important thing that I got to give him credit for. And that was to say that you can be Black and be the president of the United States.
No. Because if you look at how a no name, and that's what he was a no name Black person from fucking Chicago, no name, but got pushed by Oprah and everybody else. That was it. He got pushed by a Hollywood agenda. He didn't earn the right to be president. Obviously, the motherfucker had no skills, no knowledge, no nothing. What had he done? I have never once heard him and Michelle being lawyers and all that. I never once heard them winning any grand cases. I've never heard them doing shit within their own communities of where they're from. Nothing. When he became a senator, never heard him actually doing anything. Never heard of this motherfucker ever until Hollywood pushed him. So what did he do other than riding the dick of fucking Hollywood and getting elected? That's it. That's like the Hiltons just being born into being rich. What did they do? Did they earn the money? Did they earn it? Did they do the work? No, they're fucking dumbasses. No, here we go, Obama. Obama didn't do anything. Obama literally said nothing except, give me a chance. Y'all give me a chance. Give me a chance. That's all he ever said. And Hollywood pushed that as because of his skin color. That's it. That's all Hollywood did. He didn't do anything. He didn't earn to be the president. Hollywood just pushed him on his skin color and the fact that he's got a Black wife too. That was it. That's all it took for them to push him to become president and be a Democrat. That was it. Wow. Way to go, people.
States. This whole excuse of, well, I can't do anything because I'm Black and slavery. I'm not trying to hear it no more. You had the first Black president, the Black wife, the Black kids, all that good stuff for 2 terms. Not once. It wasn't a fluke. 2 terms.
Obama has done more damage to the African American race than any of the other presidents.
Yep.
He came into the presidency lying. He lied to our faces to get elected. Then once in, he disavowed. He just forgot about the Blacks, first of all.
Yep,
all of
did
us.
that.
Obama didn't do anything but an abomination to us, to this whole nation.
Yo,
I mean, I agree with what you said. You know, he did a lot of damage. And the main thing that I remember from this term was when he had Black Lives Matter in the White House while Ferguson was happening, while it was happening. Hey, you guys are doing a great job out there.
Whoa.
You guys are doing fantastic. Didn't say, hey, tone down the rhetoric a little bit maybe because you got some problems. Nope, you guys are doing a great job. Keep on going.
So Obama was a representation of something important, but also I think the whole thing is a big puppet show.
Why was he a representation of why was he a representation? For what? Because he just happened to be black? That doesn't. Hey, you know what? We're about to have a black version of Hitler, but hey, good. It's a representation of the black people, so it's good for the black people. But we're going to have a black Hitler, meaning he's going to annihilate everybody who is not black, but it's a positive thing for black people, so he's a good representation, right? He's a good representation because he was a puppet, because he happened to be black. It let people know that a minority could be president by being somebody's puppet, by being someone's bitch. Yeah, that's good representation. I've had arguments with people about this. Like it was supposed to be this great thing that Obama was president because he's black and I'm black too. So you think I'm friends with every black person because we're all black? You friends with all white people because you're all white? I live in El Paso. You friends with all Mexicans because you're all Mexican? No? Then why the fuck would you say something so stupid?
And I wasn't really
Amen,
sure.
brother.
I'm never really sure what's going on behind the scenes, so we don't know what kind of deals are being made.
I do think that there was people that benefited from some policies that Obama put in place.
Homosexuals.
And I also believe that there were people that did not benefit. And so I think that
Blacks
there
didn't
are
benefit.
obviously good things about the Obama presidency, and there's things that I disagree.
Like what? He's a fucking plant, y'all. He is a fucking plant. He keeps running his mouth just like the fucking defense attorney who's supposed to be intelligent. She's a goddamn attorney. Those two talk a lot, but don't say anything. I'd be like, what are you talking about? What policies? Well, he did a lot good. Name something. You came on this panel. You obviously had to know what this panel was, right? They didn't just blindside you with it, right? So what did Obama do? What did he do? Well, I don't know any direct. Wait, you don't know any direct. Do you know things that Donald Trump did for blacks? I bet you do. You can name the stuff that he did for blacks. I bet you can. But you can't name anything for Obama that he did for blacks? I wonder why that is. Huh.
Agree with the Obama presidency.
We got to educate you, young brother.
Educate me?
Yes.
Did you go to college?
Yes.
Where'd you go?
Southern University in Pepperdine.
What did you study?
Political science, civil enforcement, social studies. Social studies is I teach in.
Oh yeah, you see he roll his eyes right there? Because she educated your dumb ass. Shut the fuck up.
It's masters.
It shows.
The black.
Wow, you just insulted her. See, it's funny. He's a plant. He's a fucking plant. He is a fucking plant, and they know he's a plant because they're starting to call him out over it. They know he's a plant because we need to educate you. All of a sudden, well, what's your education? All of a sudden, when she mentioned having a master's and everything else, all of a sudden he's all, fuck her. I thought I could insult her. No, that motherfucker's a fucking plant. He is a plant. He is a lion. They planted his ass, or he thought, I'm going to get over on these fucking people. I'm going to pretend I'm one of them. Oh my God, if I were there. Oh my God, if I were there. I'd be like, this guy needs to go on that side. He's sitting already on that side. He needs to stay on that side. Every time we walk off, because every topic we have been talking about, he sides with them. He is a fucking plant.
Community should accept LGBTQ plus rights.
Yes. See, he is a fucking
I'm not
plant.
only a philosophical conservative, but I'm also a religious conservative. And I believe that God made everyone in his image. And I also believe that we as Christians aren't people to judge. And so who are we, or who is anyone, to deny someone their rights as a person based off of what their sexual orientation is, or how they identify, or
I'll give you that.
how they choose to live?
You know, I'm a part of the LGBT community. I'm transgender, so I was born female, now present male and male. Yeah, it was an interesting road, even getting my family to understand, you know, who I was at times. So I think it was like they didn't want me, for lack of better terms, to have another cross to bear, which was what they felt like it was another burden or condition that would make me less than. But really, intrinsically, like, we're all worthy.
Okay, human rights is one thing. Sexual rights is a whole nother thing. The majority of the Black community are religious. When it goes against their beliefs, yeah, no, it shouldn't happen. And gluttony is part of the human race. People glutton too much. And LBGBTXYZ, whatever, they're glutton.
All
Yep.
right. Now, my viewpoint on the thing about
She's right. Because I said it earlier in the video, they're never satisfied. Blacks are never satisfied. And then you throw fucking gays on top of that, you could literally give them the entire world. Put a gay person as president or of every nation on the planet, put them in every leader, governor, mayor, everything, and they would still not be happy. They could be literally take over all businesses, everything, give them every position of power there exists in the world, and they would still never be happy. That is what she was saying. And she's right. Because it's like, what rights do you not have already? What rights do you not have? Well, I can't get married. Yes, you can. You can get married. Well, what? Well, people still look at us funny. Hello, I'm Black. Don't be trying to talk shit. You can at least, let me think about this. You can at least hide what you are. I can't. I can't hide this. So shut up with that people look at you funny or whatever. I'm not even trying to draw attention to myself. I'm not out there, hey, I'm Black. Hey, everybody, look, spotlight's on me. I'm Black. No, I'm just being me, just wanting to live a good life and just be me. And that's enough as it is. Y'all literally go out of your way and go, I'm gay. Hey, everybody, I'm gay. Hey, nobody cares. You don't need to do that. Nobody cares. I say the same thing when it deals with Black people. Hey, I'm Black. That's right, I'm Black. Got my pants down around my ass. I'm Black. Hey, everybody, you see I'm Black. That's right, Black. I can't stand Blacks doing that shit either. It's like, dude, I can look at you and just tell you're Black. I'm not blind. I could just look at you and tell you're Black. Well, why do you need a spotlight and a bullhorn on top of that?
LGBT rights. What are we talking about exactly? I want to be very specific with this particular thing, because when I hear that, I'm thinking about Dwayne Wade's son. He's 12 years old. Do you think a 12-year-old boy should be able to call himself transgender? Is that what we're going to do? Do we think that we should have 4- and 5-year-old children on puberty blockers, hormone blockers, because they think at that age they're transgender? You can't even get a tattoo under the age of 18. You can't smoke cigarettes. You can't drink beer. If somebody wants to be gay, trans, whatever, as an adult, that's fine. My uncle, my favorite uncle, died at AIDS, was gay. That was my dog, 100%. If you're gay, that's your business. I don't care. That's you. That's not me. That's you. We're talking about LGBT rights. What do we mean?
I mean, I think it's the right to exist. Dwayne Wade.
No. See. How the fucking lawyer just said that dumbass comment? The right to exist. You already have the right to exist. What the fuck are you talking about?
Daughter knows exactly who she is. And
12.
and she doesn't.
Right. And there's definitely research that says that, you know, anybody under 25 years old, that your brain is not fully formed.
Thing is, I knew when I was small, right? As soon as I could talk, I was pretty much telling my parents, like, these were the things that I was feeling and what I knew about myself. You know, when you start to self-actualize, you start that at that age. You start at the early.
Funny how they still have not once answered the question that they asked, or he asked. What rights do you not have that you want?
The ages. So if you look at like psychosomatics of children, they start to voice and self-actualize in toddler stages. We're just saying opening it up. If they're voicing themselves, okay, you're voicing yourself, and as a parent, I just give you a platform.
Opening it up.
Flourish and bloom as you do.
No. You didn't say open. And again, opening what up? What are you asking for? And the funny thing is, every video I have ever done, as well as watched dealing with this shit, is what are you asking for? Y'all keep protesting. They're stepping on our rights. They're stepping on our rights. But when someone ever asked them, every single time, Steven Crowder, all of them, what rights are you talking about? They never, ever have an answer for it. Ever.
When you're an adult, if that's the decision the parent wants to make, you can do what you want. Sure. That's the decision my parents said.
Did you kind of say what he said?
So you kind of like on the same page with me. Like
This is what my parents did. You do what you want when you're out of the house. But the thing is, if I had if my parents had the resources and the education that they do now, they would.
No, we are responsible for you. Your education, your safety, clothing you, feeding you. After you are out of my house, then you can do whatever you want. But no, fuck that shit. Do it after you're out of my house, when you're paying your own bills, like the rest of us. Once we're adults and we're out on our own, then we could do whatever we want. But if they had the resources, fuck that bullshit. Parents have a hard enough, unless you're rich. But you turn around and you take middle class, which is, or lower the middle class, which is the other 99% of the fucking country. We don't have the money and the resources because people work. You know, so we don't have all that money and resources and all that shit and everything it's barely enough that we could feed and clothe and everything and take care of you and send you to school and school supplies and all the other bullshit, activities and sports. And it's bad enough doing that. And you want to tack on tens of thousands of dollars to your parents for transgender surgery and shit. It's hard enough trying to just pay for the house. Are you going to pay that money back once you're an adult? Since it's your choice that you made to transition over, you going to pay that money back to your parents? No? Well, then fuck you. Wait until you're an adult and do the shit on your own. Hey, I want to be a gangbang. Oh, well, I mean, here we go. How about that? Hey, I want to be a gangbanger. Okay, well, you do that after you're out of my house. Hey, I want to be a rapper. Okay, you do that out after you're out of my house. Hey, I want to be a race car driver. Well, that could make money, and that actually is a career, you know. It just, oh my God. No, you want to do you after you after you are grown, then you do you. But while you're at home or in my house, you're doing shit my way. Well, I want to smoke. There's an age limit. There's a law for that. There's an age limit because it's something that can affect your life. So no, I'm not going to allow you. I want to drink. No. Well, this is different. It's sexual. Well, I thought drinking and all that was a disease, and smoking and all that. So why can't, I mean, here we go. If you're going to open it up for that, for children to make choices like that at 12 and shit, well, then children might as well make that choice when they're to smoke when they're 12, to drink when they're 12. Why not? Why not? Why not?
They allowed me to, they would have offered me a decision that would have helped me, you know, live my life.
But you can't say that because it didn't happen.
It didn't, but it can now. Because we have
There's a
those resources
possibility.
now. We have those resources now.
You
There
think they
would have been if they had the resources that they have now.
You think your parents would have paid for that? Tens of thousands of dollars. Tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah, living it. He's from Compton. Tens of thousands of dollars. Right, dude.
Oh, definitely. All you gotta do is listen. You just listen.
I have felt excluded from the Black community.
Oh,
Probably the first aspect of being excluded from the Black community
Excluded.
is by the way I talk. So I was adopted to a Caucasian family. I was raised around in a completely different culture than what most African American people.
What does that mean? What culture? Whose culture? 70s pip culture, 80s disco culture, or 70s disco culture, 80s rap culture, late 80s, as far as gangster rap culture. What culture are we talking about when he says that? African culture? Like, and then who's African? Congolese, Sudanese. I mean, what does that mean? I've had this discussion with blacks. You don't act black. Whose black are we talking about? Who's black? Compton black, Detroit black, East, because this was also during the time where the whole East Coast, West Coast rap rivalry. So are we talking East Coast black, West Coast black, Midwest black, Alabama black? What black are we fucking talking about that I don't act black? Literally had no answer for what, just black. No. I just said there's a whole bunch of different versions of black. So what does that mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean? He got all pissed off and you're just confusing me. No, because you are already confused. What black are you talking about when you say that dumb shit? You don't talk black. You don't act black. To whose neighborhood? To whose city? To whose region? It's fucking stupid.
Are raised in or around, or the Black community is saying, look, you don't believe like us, you don't think like us, you don't vote
What does
like
that
us,
mean?
and so you're not one of us.
I felt excluded as well, with the queerness, transness, when people get to know me and learn that, then they're just like, I can't be doing all that gay shit. But
So you're actually getting more genderism or race, gender, from the black community, but you're up here hating on white people. Why don't you take care of your home shit first? You can't even, this is what gets me. You can't even deal with your home life first, but you want to go out here. Just the same way as I brought up about Black Lives. I don't see y'all going in Compton and Detroit and all these other places standing in the middle of the street of different gang communities going, hey, y'all need to stop it. We're going to link arms and stand in the road. They would shoot y'all in a heartbeat, and you know it.
a lot, you hear a lot of different stuff, being anything doesn't make you any less black.
Just by being conservative, friends that I had coming up in the black community, people that I known from just being out and around in Virginia, someone would kind of turn their back on you, or you want to support Trump, you hate black folks, all this, that, and the third. Now I feel like some of that's kind of going away because a person like me being a black Trump supporter is less of a novelty at this particular point. Now it's kind of like a normal thing.
Yep.
We're not all the same. We're not monolithic. Everybody have their own, we are our own people.
We're a diverse group of people. I mean, I play hockey. So a lot of people are like, man, black people don't do that, man.
We do
Come on,
everything.
man. Black people don't do that. I'm like,
Everything.
hey, man, black people do that. We can't do
Man,
so.
we do it all.
I've never been outside of or excluded from my race. I'm cool with everybody in my race, and I'm cool with everybody in other races. I ran for political office. I've been member of Park Mesa Heights Neighborhood Council.
Did you win?
I did.
Good.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I represented Hyatt Park.
I wanted to say something. Even though I have felt excluded before, Black people in my life have been the most welcoming, loving, giving people.
What type of blacks, though? I really can't stand when blacks want to make it sound like we're all one fucking community, one fucking race, when that is absolutely not true. White people, let me educate you right now. It is not true. Blacks don't like each other. Just from a neighborhood. From one neighborhood to another, they don't like each other and will shoot each other. Colors. Hello? Fucking iced tea. Colors. Blacks are not one people. The East Coast, West Coast rivalry. Blacks are not one community. But no, I love when they get on fucking TV and shit. These liberal blacks want to talk like we're all united. No, oh my, just stop lying. Just tell the truth. There is enough strange things in just the truth than to tell a lie.
That I witnessed, regardless of, my background as well. So there's been two ends of the spectrum for sure.
The reason why I came here all the way from Pennsylvania to do this is to show the world that all of us, regardless of our skin color or the way we think politically, we are so diverse. We're so diverse. Just because I identify as a conservative doesn't mean I'm agree with you or agree with you. Just because you identify
You're not a
as a liberal
conservative
doesn't mean you're going to disagree with me on everything. We found ourselves agreeing with a lot today.
Common ground is
It's called middle ground.
right, middle ground.
Yeah, but that's it for today.
Nice meet.
Fucking bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Straight up bullshit. This video, y'all know me, I get off on my tangents and everything, and that one I knew. I should have given a disclaimer at the very beginning going, this video is going to go pretty long, because that is a topic that heats me up really, really, really fast, is blacks just lying about shit. Outright fucking lying. I cannot stand that. And talking about things that they did not live. They did not experience. How are you going to get pissed about something or stay pissed about something that you did not live? I don't get that. I can't ever wrap my mind around that. You did not live this experience. You did not go through, let me adjust some stuff here. You did not go through through slavery. You didn't live it. So how is it that it is such a topic, something that is stuck in your mind and in your heart and in your soul when you didn't live it? I would love, again, middle ground. I would love to be on one of those panels. I guess I would have to keep my composure and try my best not to curse, but that's the military in me. But I'd be pissed. It's like, what did you live through that you're even making that kind of a comment? What did you experience that you're making that kind of a comment? You just said a whole bunch of words, but you literally said nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, Obama did a lot of good things. Really? What? Name something that he did. One thing that he did that was good. Guarantee you that piece of shit Plant wouldn't have had anything. He would have had nothing. I guarantee he would have come back with, well, what's your education and everything? And I'd be like, I had to have a degree in microcomputer technology. I was also military intelligence in the Army. And it's like, so I don't really care about any of that bullshit. Your college? You mean your college as in what, the basic, you spend most of your time in college doing bullshit classes for the majority of the time? Your degree doesn't mean anything. Is it something that you're actually going to be able to apply in the real world? Other than that, shut up. We're talking about a subject right now. I guarantee you, just because you got a stupid ass degree does not make you more intelligent than me. Guarantee it. So, are we talking book smarts because you read some more shit than me as far as that applied to your degree? Guarantee you I'm still smarter than you. But let's stick to the subject. What is it that you've lived through, that you've experienced, that you think you know what you're talking about. No, you don't have any personal experiences? Then what are you doing here? What are you here for? But anyway, that's my time on this one. I get, because I lived it, because I lived through these experiences, I get really, really heated when it's people just talking out their ass. I get really pissed about that shit. What do you know about racism? As I said, I dealt with it with many blacks. What do you know about racism? Well, I got called nigger once. So, and what's your point? That's supposed to hurt your feelings? I tell my story. Oh, I never dealt with anything like that. Then you don't know what real racism is. Well, their experiences are different than yours. No, their experiences show that they're just a bunch of whiny little bitches. That's all. Have you ever had guns put to your head? Not one gun, or no, I'm talking guns, multiple occasions. Have you dealt with that kind of police brutality? Have you dealt with that kind of racism before, with the racist cops putting guns to your head? Chrome-plated revolver that this one cop had to my head. Have you ever dealt with that? No, I have. Did I cry like a little bitch? Nope. I got on my knees like they told me to and everything. They were yelling and screaming. I stayed calm throughout the whole thing. See, here's the thing. I've dealt with real racism. I have dealt with real violence. That's the reason why whenever any of that shit has ever happened throughout my life, I was still a teenager when this happened. I didn't panic. I didn't act stupid either. But it was one of those, hey, my friends who are white, they were the ones panicking. They're white and they're panicking their asses off because we were surrounded by cops. Apparently there was some murder or something, or some shooting or something in a white neighborhood, mind you. And so we ended up getting surrounded because we just happened to be in the area and everything else. And the black one, who's dealt with racism since he was 5, is the calm one. The black one with a gun to his head, chrome-plated revolver. I can still remember that bitch, obviously. I'm the calm one. I've dealt with racist cops that have had guns to my head numerous times from racist cops and shit, and the Klan and skinheads. And I'm the calm one, while my white friends were the ones freaking the fuck out. I'm the one who did all the talking. I'm the one who got us out of the situation. But see, I've dealt with real racism. I have lived it. I've had loaded guns from racist cops put to my head. You don't see me being all, oh, I'm anti-cop. Obviously, I'm wearing a fucking shirt that says, we got your 6, my boys in blue. Because I've got friends and family that are cops, and they're good ones. You can't sit here and judge all by a few bad eggs. Oh, you're just kissing the cop's ass. No, because I believe that philosophy. I will judge people based on their actions. Yes, I do. I will look at people. I will judge people. I mean, I'm observant. That's what I was trained to do. So yes, I'm obviously going to be observant. Stereotype, obviously I'm going to do that because I'm not stupid. If you're going to dress like a terrorist, I'm going to look at you like one until I figure out otherwise. If you dress like a gangbanger, I'm going to look at you like one and suspect you to be one until I think otherwise. You think I don't treat women the same way? Shit, I was raised by my mom. I know that women can be extremely violent. I know that women's first target will be to go for your nuts. These are things that you just keep in your mind as a possibility of what can happen. Anyway, middle ground, seriously, contact me, because stop putting these bitch asses. I mean, she was awesome. Loved her. The other guy from Virginia, conservative, fucking bro, you rock. But that plant, yeah, I would have called out that first piece of shit right off the bat. I'd have been like, that motherfucker is a plant. You know he's a plant. Come on, y'all ain't stupid. He did all of this talking and everything else. He's a fucking plant. He kept coming up here every time the liberals kept coming up. He's a fucking plant. He ain't a conservative. He's lying his ass off. He supported everything that the liberals said, kept going against the conservatives. Yeah, dude, you're a fucking liberal. Anyway, peeps, I don't know if I'll do another one. I don't know. I have to go through and see. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all either in a bit or later on.